Darland, how I got to know Darland was by actually, I didn't see Mum for about, I think it was 6 weeks, because I had had a breakdown, and I physically couldn't cope to go and see her. I don't know, I cried now. And that's 3 years ago. But eventually when I went in, I was quite impressed actually. The Mum was in a room that was quite nice, but it still does. It desperately needs some decoration, poor Darland. It's really on its last legs for decoration. But we got a telly in for Mum. At the time she would watch television. She doesn't do that now, but anyway, so we made her room more for Mum, so we could do that. And I found it really good. The food was excellent, and some of the first carer we had, they're looking after my Mum, was really set me at ease because she was such a lovely person, and Mum took to her. If you can talk to the people in charge, you feel at ease. And Lani was the floor manager, and when I wasn't visiting Mum during those 6 weeks, I was constantly phoning to make sure Mum was all right. Lani was the only one I could honestly say that was always answered the phone, always knew, and I knew she knew my Mum from the things she was saying because she was saying the right things back to me. It wasn't just, yeah, she's fine. You didn't get any of that, or she did this today, or she said this today. And it was the sayings that Mum would have said, so you actually knew and you trusted. And Lani gave me that feeling of trust completely, so that was, my introduction was quite good from that point of view. It was quite key at that time to make me feel more comfortable that Mum was there. So definitely. I haven't got any. I think I've only had qualms about Mum twice. She was quite agitated in her state of mind anyway, but she was generally ill. She obviously had a cold coming up, but she was frozen. She was quite cold. It was winter time. I think this was about 18 months ago, and she'd hardly got anything on. So I immediately went and got her another thick cardigan, and then eventually I got her into her room, and I said, "Oh, she's really not good. You need to check on her." So they need to put a watch on her. So I felt comfortable leaving because they were now looking after her, but I thought she should have noticed the fact she was shivering and she was really very cold to touch. So that I wasn't particularly happy with. But to be honest, that's the only time ever that I felt concern. I think from the point of view, Mum's fallen numerous times now because she's progressed in her illness, and each time they phone me at the slightest fall when really there's really nothing to report, which is really good of them, I think. And I think sometimes they don't want to tell me because they think they're bothering me and I'm going to get worried. But to be honest, now I trust what they're saying, and that's what's good. I've got such trust of what they're telling me on the phone. No, she is honestly fine, and I don't worry because what they're saying is correct. And I think recently she's gone through this. She went through another stage where she stopped eating, and they made an appointment for the doctor, and I didn't ask for it. They said come in and see the doctor and talk to your doctor about it. So it's all proactive from their point of view rather than from my point of view, which is really lovely. From me saying I think she should be this and I think she should be that. I think I pushed a bit more. I think she needed the fortified drinks a little bit quicker than they actually put them on her onto. But hey, they did it, and the doctor was monitoring her. So I think you can always find fault with some things, but no, I think overall they sit very patiently with Mum, trying to make her eat something. It's between the other carers that we talk and we find out things, more so what's going on than getting notification from the home. So I think, no, from that point of view, I think the communication is poor. And I've suggested before that I think they should have people on emails. You don't have to post things. I know the cost for posting out things is stupid, so I know some people won't be on emails, but some people will be, and perhaps the majority will in the future. So they could email to the carers, this is happening, that's happening. And I've missed meetings before now because I haven't seen them, and okay, it's my fault because I know there's notices on the board, but sometimes you just miss them, you just do. So from that point of view, yeah, I think the communication within the home could definitely be improved. I definitely would. Basically, because now I know a lot of other people that have got people in other homes, so I know roughly now what goes on in a couple of the other homes. So I'm very, very pleased that Mum's in Darland because I think it's a wonderful place. I would praise about the staff there because they care so much about the patients. So that is good, and that's one thing. And I take that over furnishings and fabric any day of the week because it's more important. And the fact that they can sit there, and I think in a challenging home, a lot of them are crying, desperately unhappy people, and just to sit there holding somebody's hand makes a huge difference, huge difference. And all of the staff I know, take agency staff apart, will always sit there and hold their hands or make have a joke with them. That's genuinely very. You can see that without even just walking the room. You can see that. It's just. I think they're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I really do. I really don't know what I've done without them. They've reassured me every step of the way. And a couple of the guys have come in so caring. So caring. And two of the women have taken to him straight away and are following around like a limpet now, which is quite. And that to me says it all, because if they're going towards the people and wanting to stay with them, that says the patients have got the trust there. So how wonderful is that? I think that's really quite nice to see. Yeah.